Welcome to Pagan Gods AMA session, which was held on 30th of March. Without further ado, let's begin. When will the price of resources grow? We are planning halving, as you may know. The exact percentage of production reduce will be known later, cause in order to get maximum positive effect, we need to do it sharply and unexpectedly, and this effect should last long. How can we boost the demand? When there is interest in area of applying resources, it will cause demand. But we do not think that resource prices should do skyrocketing. Their explosive growth will definitely cause shifts in other aspects of economy. Moreover, the most effective way to support fur and resources is to grow customer base, and in order to do so, we are developing high-quality game. Second question. Will there be some kind of statistic for resources? How much was already produced? How much is already burned? We have noticed that these numbers do not interest a lot of people, as we can observe from the users' visit on website devoted to resources. To implement such statistics, we need additional work from development team, front-end in particular. Our server part has no lack of specialists. Currently, we are employing new staff members, some of them work in other projects. This is not a high priority task, but yeah, from time to time we can unload such statistic. Just ping us in chat, so not so often. Third question. Will there be more mechanisms for resources and fur burning? For sure, we are always testing new theories, concepts and ideas, search and maintain the balance. This is our priority goal, to support tokens of the game. Question number 4. How do you think, what will be the first price in future? Well, let's assume the following. Fur gains thousands of percent during short period of time, but even in this case we need economy rebalancing. And if, after explosive growth, it falls down in similar fashion, we need to review the economy again. We also think that in order to attract new players, so-called entrance price shouldn't be high. Otherwise, newcomers won't be able to upgrade their cards. And it should be stable. But yes, there will be some place for arbitrage trading and scalping as well. In general, yes, we would like to see smooth growth of fur. Question number 5. Do you plan to implement more fair distribution of fur rewards? You know our position. We do really think that current system of reward distribution is pretty fair. Almost anyone gets what he or she deserves, in accordance with their investments. Maybe you won't believe, but even now there are a lot of players playing with Bogatyrs, and they earn much more than players with Syrians, and it may seem strange. For now we do not plan to change that. Current reward system also encourages players who have weak teams but demonstrate outstanding skills in aligning the stones. These players deserve good rewards. Inside. We also have intent to cause gradual deficit of fur. But do not worry, not all the rewards will be paid in fur. There will be opportunity to receive different valuable assets or some kind of points of glory. Question number 6. What possible effect could cause the additional income of fur for owners of voivode houses? Who knows? Maybe the deficit of fur comes to life simultaneously with the implementation of voivode houses? We are open to your ideas. Will be nice if you provide us with your calculations regarding the house's income. Question number 7. What about rebalancing the stats of combat cards? Will you increase the stats of beers, for example? This thought was narrated only once, in a narrow circle of players, but here is spoiler for you. We will review the stats of all combat cards, but do not think that it will be changed a lot. Bogatyr won't turn into Upur, as well as wolf won't become aspid. You should understand that outlook of the card is simply visual component. We, as a development team, care more about numbers and their effect on balance. Each rarity has its own frame, boundary values of health and attack. And if we fall outside of these limits, or if we equate all the cards within any particular rarity, it will widen the gap between uncommon, rare, epic, and all other rarities. Yes, within any particular rarity, all the cards are lined up, some stronger, some weaker. Don't forget, you can always evolve your cards, and thus complete with higher rarity teams. Funny moment, ever 2 Bogatyrs have higher stats than ever 1 legendary cards. Can you imagine that? That's the point. We deliberately provide players with such opportunity, so anyone can race up with almost everyone. And don't forget about the altar as well. You can always burn your current cards in order to get higher rarity cards. Just remember, the perfect balance is utopia. Only owners of legendary teams have no possibility to rise higher, though all in a good time. Question number 8. When there will be new characters? In less than no time, we have even drawn ever 1 for these cards. These cards will be presented along with recently announced event. There will be pack sale. Inside, there is 1 or several random cards. We have no final decision yet. These packs will contain only new cards, not already existing ones. Regarding races, as usual, 4 known races. Unfortunately, these cards won't possess new abilities. New cards will have additional bonus for stats while fighting in event, hundreds of % bonus, while having standard stats in PvE battles. Moreover, some of those cards may be reused in future events. We have peculiar thought for you. Maybe, someday, even Mavka will have a role to play in a fully fledged event. Who knows? And this is not financial advice. The sale will be conducted few days prior to event, so players could upgrade their new cards in advance. The sale will be had on different platforms and more importantly in multiple currencies. Dollars, WAX, maybe even FUR. One more thing, in future events there may be situation when single pack contains several packs inside of it. Some kind of matryoshka. We need to refine this idea. Question number 9. What is your plan for unique X 1.1 cards? Some bonus? Actually, we could implement some bonus right now, but we don't think that our current ideas will be as good as the previous bonus was. Plus 11 points for victory and minus 9 points in case of defeat. It's obvious that the advantage of this card shouldn't be affected by the balance. There is possibility that someday we can totally review the concept of the game, and unique cards will require modification one more time. We are open to your suggestions. Alas, unique cards won't have any additional bonus in the coming event. They will be 10% stronger than standard cards, as is customary. Question number 10. Common and uncommon cards are totally useless right now. It's simple mathematics. View the market, make some calculations, and you will notice that there is a lot of profitable offers. Burden them altar, stash, or simply keep as an additional way to receive experience. Who knows when the urgent of experience comes? Question number 11. What's the point of evolving ravens or peasants, for example? You never know what comes in future. No one is able to predict, though maybe there will be event confined completely to interaction of lure rarity cards and their evolutions. Moreover, some players aren't able to purchase rare cards so they have to evolve their uncommon cards in order to become stronger. Question number 12. What about experience? We don't understand new formula. Experience reward for victory grows linearly depending on the player's rating. At some moment, it reached the upper limit of 90x points per victory for one card. This limit cannot be exceeded. What about rebalancing of the existing abilities? Question number 13. We, as a development team, purchased teams and tried to play as players without prejudice. And we haven't noticed urgent need of reviewing the abilities. All of them are valuable in its own way. If you think that Witch Doctor is pure ability, simply try different strategy. Also, new elements of the games are common. Events, PvP, other abilities, and you never know what will be the ideal strategy. There is always place for brilliant interactions between old abilities and new elements. In short, when we will present new abilities, they can be rebalanced, but we don't see necessity for reviewing old ones. We also accept constructive suggestions, not just delete the Unity from the game. Why new PvE bot is so strong? Guys, honestly, we haven't changed the settings of AI since the first day, though we admit that it requires some fixing, which we are doing right now. We also admit that it's not always balanced, but you should understand as well that there is a lot of players with 100,000 strength teams, which fight 300,000 bot. Should we simply continue with increasing his stats? Make him 500,000 strengths, present AI with 5 Koshage ever 2, splash attacks for every turn? Unfortunately, we thought that when new PvE system is presented, we can concentrate on other things. But no, we will refine this bot first. And yes, we will review the situation when one enemy card has 80% of the whole team's strength, and other 4 cards have only 20%. Question number 15. When we will see the bot which aligns stones interactively, in real time? When it's finally balanced? We have no exact date. Question number 16. New rating system is bad. New PvE system is kinda ladder which you can climb. All players earn different amounts of tokens, and in order to earn more you need to upgrade your team. We admit that many of our clients do not like active playing, since their campaigns were disabled. They prefer more of passive income. We promise to think of ways how Pagan Gods can be real game for fun, but you should understand that in order to earn more, you will need to apply in some efforts. Question number 17. Every crypto game requires new blood. When will be the mass marketing? You should understand that mass marketing is not equal to prosperity of the game. Even if we start now, what functionality will attract new players? But you shouldn't worry. The forthcoming event will bring many newcomers into our game. And being honest, we understand that old players get payback based on the amount of newcomers. Yes, all crypto games possess pyramid schemas in some way. Schema of Ponzi, as you may know. But we will try hard to avoid such effect and reduce the impact of hype, which is typical for short-term projects. Our goals is to attract new players so they can relax and play funny game, not just another farm. Newbies would like to see elaborated mechanics, not just 3 buttons, and these mechanics require resources of development as well. We are grateful that Pagan Gods already gathered a lot of players who sincerely enjoys the game, but let's not destroy the game by providing abusers with possibilities. Question number 18. Development team is ready for influx of new players, even if tens of thousands will come simultaneously. In this case, our moderators will have more jobs in chat, and we hope experienced players will help them. Regarding servers' performance, we were ready long time ago, and in case of sharp growth, we plan to calibrate load. The logic is simple. Newcomers wanna see something interesting in-game, so they can invest. And their investments will increase our financing, which eventually leads to enhancement of the server capacities, and moreover, writing the new lore, which will be interested for everyone. Question number 18. Current situation in the world is unstable, and you guys are from Russia. Do you plan to concentrate on European countries? Aren't you afraid that Pagan Gods app will be deleted from App Store or Play Market? No one can predict what happens next. Our markets, App Store and Play Market, know exactly whether they're planning to delete some applications or not. But for now we can say that we haven't noticed any intention from the markets to delete our app. No threats. This is also fair for many other apps, actually. If there are sanctions aimed to erase some applications, we will be definitely not the first. We are far from politics as possible, but even if this happens, we can assure our players that we will find ways to continue our interplay. If there is urgent need, we can even relocate to other countries. Question number 20. What's your ideas regarding marketing in Europe? Aren't people afraid of Russian development team? It's not a big secret that you can find good and bad people in every region. We aren't afraid of this situation, because we know that there is a lot of decent people in Europe, as well as in all the countries all over the world. The proof is right in front of your eyes. Visit our global chat in Telegram. You won't find a lot of crazy shouting people here. On the contrary, our players are highly courteous. Many think that slight drop of users is happening because of politics, but we think it's simply because of new PvE system. And we do not plan to abandon the thematic of game, which is dark Slavic lore, only if it will be economically unprofitable. Will there be version of the game for computers? Only if stores will delete our mobile app. We don't see the necessity for PC version right now, because since the beginning it was planned as mobile game. PC version also requires additional time and money resources for development team, and it might be unprofitable. The question is, will computer version attract many new players? Question number 22. Do you plan to elaborate global map in the game, with villages, houses, battlefields, etc.? Yes, definitely there will be global map for everyone. Question number 23. What about other projects? When will you present them? We have a lot of ideas and objectives. For example, you have already got acquainted with Oasis Metaverse. Currently we estimate what's the best moment to launch them and how to develop seamless design. That's the point of our holding. The same way as our players upgrade their teams in game, we constantly upgrade our expertise in many directions. Regarding Oasis Metaverse, everyone will be able to create and maintain his or her own product. You may think of zero coding, but it's a bit different approach. Listing of FUR on other platforms and exchanges? When? The question is number 24. Yes, we will definitely do that, but right now there is no urgent need. It won't be cost effective to list FUR on other platforms right now. Question number 25. What awaits P to earn in future, and will it compete with new M2E trend, move to earn? So the question is, Will the trend play to earn compete with move to earn trend? You can Google what's the meaning of move to earn trend. It is obvious that M2E trend is something new, and new things attract people. But we do not think that these both trends fall into the same category. It's like if you would compare loud with sour. In our case, game versus motion. It is also obvious that play to earn trend is becoming obsolete, while people want some kind of stability, which we are trying to grant. You may have noticed that many players consider Pagan Gods as one of the most long-term and sustainable projects on the crypto market. For sure, you won't instantly get rich here, but this kind of earnings would cause high volatility, which in turn reduces lifespan of any game. Do not worry, many technical specialists are still coming into play-to-earn trend. It transforms. Also remember that there is a lot of game devs in India and in China who will set some trends. Question number 26. Any place for your own merchandising? Selling for fur? Honestly, it wasn't in our plans. But if our players would like, why not? We can start the production of hoodies when a good typography is found, because we wanna see only high quality pictures. Then we could conduct some kind of lotteries and contents with such prizes. We have many creative persons and staff who can create masterpieces. Question number 27. Can you explain the position of your company in general? We are still attracting good number of investments from several countries and platforms. These entities haven't walked out simply because of the political situation. Our contracts are still valid. That's why they are fairly named big investors, and we choose our investors with a high degree of mindfulness and confidence. We do not sell the game. Instead, we cooperate with stable legal persons. The forthcoming pack sale, aimed for event, will prove that we attract investments from big players in particular. Oasis Metaverse is one more proof. We have large influx there, and this is only beginning. Doesn't really matter what happens in the world. In any situation, we will try to find what suits the best our clients and holding in general. Question number 28. Top players, aka whales, live in the game? They are not, or at least we haven't noticed they do. And we do not think that the influence of top players on the game is very high. Question number 29. Why have you started the development of new project, Oasis, while there is still work to do in Pagan Gods? Is it your plan to deflect players' attention from the problems in Pagan Gods? Why would it influence the process of development? We have separate teams for Oasis and Pagan Gods. Nothing that some specialists can be moved into other teams in case of urgent tasks. You should understand that it's not that Pagan Gods have launched new project. More correct will be sentence Inanoma Holding have launched new project, which means that the holding is not standing still. And yes, Pagan Gods is a part of this global holding. Here is Oasis. Has your attention shifted? Just remember, our passion for Pagan Gods won't die. Question number 30. What about global marketplace of your own, in which will be included assets of other projects? Yes, right now we are actively testing our own marketplace. Maybe you will see it after 3 or 4 big updates containing crucial components of infrastructure as well. But remember that Pagan Gods already has its own market. It just requires a bit of fine-tuning. You will find kinda bidding war and auction here as well. Question number 31. Will there be some kind of missions and daily achievements in game? Definitely. New map of the village, new visual effects in smithy, houses, altar. Everything that was announced will be presented simultaneously in order to trigger the best effect of user experience. Question number 32. What about the process of creating legendary warriors via altar? Yes, there will be such opportunity. Currently we considering the options, make some calculations so it won't influence the in-game balance. Question number 33. Will there be guilds from the game itself, from Pagan Gods team? It's hard to join a guild of top player. Don't think so, but you can always create your own guild and attract new soldiers. Question number 34. Can you please review the abilities of bot in PvE? Right now we are discussing the suggestion of simply removing abilities of bots. But remember that while there is abilities, players fight with a sense of thrill, gamble, cause they cannot predict what comes next. It motivates players to readjust their battle strategies, but we admit that not many of our clients interested in that. Question number 35. When will we see the mythical cards? Not anytime soon. Actually, we think that market has lack of legendary cards right now, and we simply cannot embed mythical cards into coming event. Question number 36. Maybe some kind of Pagan Gods comics? Yeah, our players can start drawing it. But the idea to present parts of the whole lore in form of comics is still relevant and good. Question number 37. Will you reconsider the required cost to upgrade Voivode houses? Right now we have no such plan. When implemented, let's see what economy requires. Question number 38. Common halving will affect only tools or cosmetics as well? We will not give an answer right now, cause it can be considered as market manipulation. Question number 39. Is there any big shifts in terms of roadmap? Nope, everything is planned. Question number 40. What about security of our accounts? We were always proud of our security system, and it will be improved further after the release of our global marketplace. Everything will be secured with second factor authentication. Protection of the funds of our clients is the most prior responsibility. But we have some players that don't have urgent need of second factor authentication, and it requires a bit of additional development. If you see any problems with your account's safety, please let us know. Question number 41. Why do I need so many accounts to play a single game? We will give you detailed answer on this question during our next AMA session. For now, you should understand that many accounts increase the safety of your funds. Question number 42. Can you explain the hierarchy of Pagan Gods development team? Moderators are responsible for chats and community. Admins have direct connection to the development team. So if you have some technical question, it's better to find the person with admin status in chat. Question number 43. When will be the rent of cards implemented? So we can delegate some processes in-game. Moreover, it's more convenient for newcomers to purchase prepared team than to research how to gather their own. If you cannot play with all of your cards, you can simply sell them on market and upgrade your top team with money received. Our position that if there is rent of cards, the card's liquidity on market will inevitably fall, and no one will be able to trade cards. Some kind of this situation you can observe right now. Why would somebody buy cards if he or she can simply rent a team? And it will also lead to the situation when this type of players have no need in upgrading their cards, cause the team belongs to other person, so they will only sell fur that they gained in game. Question number 44. Well, right now we, as players, have created our own rent system based on trust. We provide some players with teams for some percent of their income, but we are still afraid that these people can trick us in some way, gain access to our Gmail, Wax, assign an anonymous account to their own instead. This problem can be solved by implementing additional 2FA on every step. But remember that even if secure outside, the fraudster still can burn all of your cards in altar. So we need to think of all the possible outcomes before launching such system. It should be noted that right now we cannot update the whole security system in order to put second factor authentication on every step. And you should also remember that our game is centralized, so we can just remove your cards from the fraud's Wax account remotely and bring it back to you. Question number 45. We wanna see some kind of funny mode where we can just train. Someday we will present you with God mode. There you can test every warrior you wanna, with every ability and stats. For example, create Eva 2 Aspids team of your own, set suitable opponent cards and train. But this demand is not very popular among our players right now. And for sure such victories won't be credited into main rating of your account. Question number 46. I'm tired of losing my rating points even if I just wanna get 5 victories per day. Why do I have to try hard or intentionally lose several games in order to get weaker enemy? We are considering the idea of implementing so-called toggle. Victories will be credited if toggle is turned off, but the rating points will stay the same. Thus, bot won't get stronger. But if you lose, it will still go down. The logic is simple. If needed, you can just use this toggle and get your 5 daily victories in a more comfortable way. Question number 47. Will there be some kind of visual leagues? Gold, silver, diamond, for example? Yes, why not? We think our players will be satisfied seeing that they are on top of local league. And then we can distribute some kind of unique badges for such players, which will motivate them for new conquests. Question number 48. Can you please give us some additional way of receiving experience? In current situation, it's not enough to upgrade our cards. Right now we are discussing the idea of implementing packs with experience inside, in form of weak cards, which will have a lot of experience but they cannot be used in battle, or they will be very weak in battle. So this card can be sacrificed, or maybe we will implement some kind of elixirs. Again, you can always suggest your ideas in a way that it won't shift the balance, and we will consider it. Some players even suggested to use all campaigns functionality with rewards credited only in form of experience. But we think that old campaigns functionality will trigger much more abuse from dishonest players. Question number 49. Can we have some kind of a separate document where we will put our suggestions? It's hard for admins to notice our ideas when there is hundreds of messages in chat daily. Yes, that's a good idea. Maybe we will create Excel documents or separate Discord server. And we will try to review your suggestions more actively. And the last but not least, question number 50. When can we upgrade our armor and weapon? Some kind of a blend, similar to Voivode houses. There is lack of legendary mining equipment on market as well. If we would implement a blend of resource equipment, it would increase production rate, and that's the positive what we need right now. the inflation will go high. We are planning to support resources with halving. Inside, after the halving, you will need to do something with some items so it can function normally. What will it be? You will know soon. That was it, dear players. Hope to see you on our next AMA session, and good luck on the battlefields.